Welcome to the Herb Hunter. My name is Natasha Clark and I am a wild crafter. And I'm in a rather boggy, wet area because I am on the hunt for the fiddlehead fern. Now, there's three main ferns that sort of fall into the edible fiddlehead fern category. But the one that we actually want and the one that is most widely recognized as edible and not toxic is the ostrich fern. As I walk along this sort of wetland area in the forest, because the fiddleheads do love that cool, swampy area, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled close to the ground. You do not want to harvest the fiddlehead when it is already halfway unfurled, even if it still has its little fiddlehead at the top. The other two ferns that are commonly mistaken for the ostrich fern fiddlehead is the bracken fern and the lady's fern. I frequently see bracken ferns when I'm looking for fiddleheads. They're easy to spot because they like to grow by themselves. The ostrich fern fiddlehead usually shoots up with about 5 to 6 fiddleheads in a clump. The brackenhead fern is also a lot more hairy, whereas the ostrich fern is kind of pre-wrapped. So if I just go over to this spot here where I've collected before and sort of move the ground around, I can see a couple of little fiddlehead shoots rolling up, and they're actually covered by this brown paper-like covering. And then if I just peel that off, they'll reveal a hairless, bright green, beautiful fiddlehead shape. Why am I doing this? I think it's so fun to bring the kids into the forest, forage for the food, and then we take it home and prepare a meal. And fiddleheads, due to their mild, asparagus-like flavor, can be incorporated into all kinds of dishes. Another fern that I love to collect with the children and is especially easy to identify is the licorice fern. This fern likes to grow on firs, and it's usually halfway up the tree trunk. It only has a singular leaf. Those delicate single leaves cascading down the tree trunks. And you can clearly see, as you get to the base of the stem, these rootlets that sort of gouge their way in to the tree bark. And if you grab this by the stem and take off a little bit of that large root that's adhering it to the bark, and you peel that off, you can put that in your mouth and you have the most delicious, sweet, nourishing licorice flavor. Kids always delight in this because indeed it's very much like candy. One of my favorite things to do with the licorice fern roots is to make a tea over the campfire. And it's also very helpful and has been traditionally used for coughs and colds, which are still floating around this time of year. If you have any questions or want to know what I'm up to, you can go to my website, innerearthhealing.com,